who the fuck am I? Like, I thought like this was life. Like, I thought like graduating, like then you're like on top of shit and you know exactly what you want and you're gonna get this big girl
And
adult job and you're gonna make a lot of money. And
if you don't like me, that sounds like a you problem. If you like me, then you can join the party. We're gonna have fun. But why should I dim my light so you can feel comfortable? That's fucking crazy.
And when COVID hit, I was like, I'm not making enough money to quit my full-time job. But like, fuck it.
Did you ever have like a really low moment? You're like, fuck, I don't know who I am. Like, this is not me.
2 weeks ago, I recorded an episode and I was about to save the audio.
You thought you recorded an episode.
Well, I did. Pressed the button, deleted it. Couldn't get it
Wait,
back.
what?
Yeah.
I like how open you are. Like, you're really not. I expect you to hold back a little bit more and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you're pretty open. I like that.
Okay.
Throw bibi-jane. Y'all don't fuck with my girl.
Hey, yo, what's up?
I like chemistry.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of No Filter in Paradise, a show about anything and everything between two friends. One is straight and the other.
You can tell I'm freaking gay.
Are you, Shark?
Come on.
Hey, just I gotta just check something with this camera. Cause
Okay.
no, I was like, something's not right there, but the memory is good. Anyways, I'm sorry, we're back. Guys, welcome back to the show. We got a special guest here today.
Oh, yeah.
The one, the only Miss bibi-jane. Did I say it right?
Yes, that's right.
Because I'm known for butchering everybody's name on the show, so.
Oh, no, that's really good. Because people are always like, BB. I'm like, bibi-jane.
You prefer just like, yo, say the whole name.
Yeah, like for like official things.
It's a fit.
Yeah, you know?
Fuck.
This is
Yeah.
official.
Yeah.
bibi-jane. All right, so for the people who have no idea who you are, speak to them and let them know. Like, give a little bit of a short introduction as to who you are.
Okay, so my name is bibi-jane Angelica de Rosario. I'm 25.
Hey.
Raised on Aruba, born in the Netherlands, and now live in the Netherlands since 2015. And I do a bunch of things online, podcasts as well, since recently. Short little videos on Instagram, TikTok.
Dope as fuck.
And I do a lot with Denim as well, with my web shop. So
basically what you're saying is we have a lot to unpack today.
yes.
It's one big box and we just...
Let's
One
go.
big denim box.
Just the way I like it.
So let's start with that. What's your, like, I don't want to use the word obsession, but like, what's your passion or you and Denim? What's the love story over there?
Okay, so at some point when I moved to the Netherlands, I got into thrifting and secondhand clothing because I just wanted something that lasted longer. But there was something about denim that always caught my eye. And the more I dived into it, the more I realized that it sounds kind of fucking nerdy, but like...
It's not. You're good.
Go in.
Denim can tell stories, you know, like if it's a good denim jeans and you wear it for a long time, you'll have like little rips or little like vagues in it. And like that tells the story of like how you've worn it.
You
stuff
remember
that.
like, ooh,
Yeah.
this
yeah.
was from that.
Yeah, and it's something like everyone has jeans. And everyone has their favorite pair of jeans. And it's just literally like
100%.
a timeless thing. So, yeah.
So you just got into like, okay, you know what? I got jeans. What was your first fit that you like created?
Ooh.
Ooh, so...
And how old were you?
I think I started sewing like 3 years ago or something. So the whole thing was that I liked thrift stores, but the items like either maybe didn't fit right or they were like a bit damaged or they needed a little like
Love.
a little spark, you know.
Yeah.
And my mom was always sewing around the house. She was always like
Nice.
repairing things and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, if my mom can sew, I can probably sew. Wasn't like
It
that.
wasn't that at all.
Wasn't like
Don't
that.
underestimate it.
No. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos. It took me days to even learn how to like turn it on. And,
The
like,
machine,
Yeah.
the tread.
Wait. You think about like the big ones, so like this.
Yeah. Sewing machine.
we're in 2023, but you still need to thread a sewing
You
machine.
still need to
Yeah.
fucking tread. And that threading is the...
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It like tests your patience, which is good. Which is like a good like beginning to sewing because sewing is all about just testing your patience.
It's all about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But yeah, eventually I kind of got the hang of it. And since I already liked denim and it was like a strong material, I just gravitated towards denim. And always wanted to make bags. I don't know why, just like an accessory. Felt like an easy thing to start with if you're like new to sewing. like if you make a top, it needs to fit right. But if you make a bag, like
everybody
It's a fucking bag.
Everybody can wear a bag. You can't fuck that up.
yeah, like, exactly. And then my friends started noticing, so they started coming with their jeans. And that was also when I realized how special denim can be, because they would have all these stories in their jeans, like, this is like, I went on my first date with these jeans or something. I still want to do something with them. But
I
they're
never
broken.
saw it that way.
No,
I know. So
there's
now you're
so
giving me a new.
much.
Like,
Do you
ooh.
not have like a
Yeah.
jeans where you're like, that's my jeans? Like,
It's
that's-
like I have some memories in that jeans. Like,
yeah.
that's dope. But I never saw it that way. Kind of like, imagine you chop up, like you say, you chop up somebody's jeans. Like this patch is from this patch is from this. That's actually kind of a dope way to see it.
Yeah.
I just saw like snap, snap. So here you go.
Oh no.
But that's
I mean, it can be like that, you know?
no, but
Sometimes
that's
it's
how
like
I
that.
like a very simple, straightforward method. But like to add emotion to that idea
Yeah.
that I never thought of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if you think about brands nowadays, like, it is all about adding that, like, story or
all
that
about
person behind it. People want to buy from people. So, yeah.
If you don't have that backstory, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
you're just a product. Like
Oh, 100%.
what like those Vadavas sisters in Aruba?
Yeah.
Like they started like if you
Oh,
walk
the
up to a
jewelry.
store, I just saw a store. Then I just this little board with the
Yeah.
text. And like like, fuck, I want to buy something now. Just like for
Yeah.
the support, you know.
Yeah.
And now they got
100%.
like 3 or 4 stores, like some snack trucks and
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
driving SUVs. And like, damn, good stories.
Yeah. 100%.
So I want to know, like, in regards to like your storytelling, real quick, 'cause, like this via real quick, because I saw like your videos on Instagram. I was like, okay, let me see what this girl's about.
Yeah, same.
Started checking. I don't know. I just clicked on one random video and I was like, how the fuck? Like, what the fuck do you do? Like, you just trans people. I feel like I ate a mushroom and you just took me there. Like, I was like,
I think it's the way she tells the story.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from? Like, where did your storytelling abilities come from?
I honestly don't know.
Really?
I feel like it's just always been something I naturally gravitated towards. Like
Okay.
with upcycling, that was my kind of maybe first way of selling stories. But I always just loved making videos and making things online. But it's like at some point I felt like the internet was a place where like it was very oversaturated, and I didn't enjoy being on the internet. I didn't enjoy the content I was consuming myself. So I think it was kind of like trying to solve my own problem as well and trying to make things that, I
Your
like to
perspective.
watch as well. Yeah.
What would you want to watch? That's what you'll make.
Yeah, 100%. And I think storytelling is like, it's a weird thing because like everyone tells stories, right? Like if I
Yeah.
ask you like how your day was, you tell
It's
me
a story,
certain way.
yeah.
But it's like, how do you bring that message over, and where do you like exaggerate it a little
Yeah,
bit?
yeah.
To make it a little like
And you're
interesting.
good in that. Like, you add dimension to where it's like a flat line. You just say something that's like basic, but then you're like, and think about that. And where can that take you? And I'm like, no, where the fuck can that take me? Because like, what is she doing to me?
I think she has a nice flow. Like how you tell stories is like it's like up, like ripples, like up and down. Up. I just like I reach out to you, like yo. I even text you myself, like yo. The way you tell stories are really fucking awesome, and you keep people's attention. You keep moving different locations, cameras up here and then cameras down there, and then you look over here. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is also what I want to get into. It ties up with what Shark is saying. Is like how much time does it take for you to produce like one Instagram reel? Because you got some big ones like 1.7 million, like 900,000. It's like
Yeah.
that's dope, but
I feel like there's no, like, I never counted, which is kind of bad, but maybe like a 3-4 hour thing. Most of the time is all in the scripting. And that's what I realized from the start. Like, if you have a good idea and you already know like how it's going to look like, and you've like written that down, it's just a matter of shooting.
Let's just go.
But there's so much procrastination.
Yep.
And there's so much like,
I can do it in a
I can do
bit.
it later.
yeah, or like I don't have the idea now, or then you have it, and then, so I think the procrastination takes up a lot of time.
That's the most of the time.
Yeah, but it's also like creativity, you know, like you can't force an idea. There was a time where I would just go to my desk and be like, cool, like this is my job, so okay, let's go. Just
Yeah.
stare at a blank screen for hours. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't work either. So yeah.
Damn.
But so like talk to me like about the whole script. It's like so like obviously like you said, you can't force an idea. Something just one comes to you and you're like, oh shit. And you start writing down. But like how do you script out each of your shots like on your reels? Like, oh, shot one, or like Or do you just set up a camera and then fuck it?
I mean, I'm not like a storyboard girl. Like you're not gonna see me like fucking, you know, like painting the whole fucking scene that I'm gonna film it or whatever.
You use like sticky notes.
Yeah, I think like I just have like a little bit of an obsession with like keeping people's attention, like and the retention of a video. So for me, it's more like, okay, cool, I said this, kind of boring. Okay, so how can we make this next thing interesting?
Yeah.
So like a basic formula in my videos would be like, it's like scene number 1 and it's scene number 2, and it goes scene number 1, scene number 2. But I'm recording it, of course. I'm doing scene number 1 first.
Yeah.
So if I'm in my living room, my boyfriend hears what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense because I'm skipping sentences, of course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's crazy. So like in a world where people's attention span is like super, super short. Okay, we got TikTok, we got all this good stuff. Your videos are not 15 seconds, but you manage to keep people's attention span in every single frame. That's talent right there, girl. That's not normal. Like, it's hard to capture people's attention for so long. Where do you get your topics from? Like, how do you like say like, okay, you know what? This is what I'm gonna hold everybody's attention with. I want to talk about this. This is gonna be it. Like, where does that inspo come from?
Usually like conversations I have with friends, right? And that's why they always say like surround yourself with the right people, right? Yeah. But it could also be something I experienced in the past, you know?
Okay.
Kind of like asking yourself the question, like, what would my younger self want to hear, you know, when she was going through something?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes even from my audience, it's like, I'm struggling with this. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. How have I struggled with that before? Or
They make it, it's relatable stuff. That's
which
an
is
everyday
yeah,
life.
like people always throw in that word like relatable, and I'm like, well, like what does that mean? You know, I always had a big focus on 20s because 20s. I'm in my 20s now, and I feel like 20s is fucking roller coaster. So there's so much to be said.
Everything happens in your 20s. Like
yeah,
life just plays you out, and you're like, okay,
yeah,
thank you for teaching me that life.
yeah, and that just like fascinates me.
It's
you know?
crazy. It's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, like it's interesting the whole world. You know, like. Now, with those types of videos, they would do really well on Instagram, but wouldn't do really well on TikTok. And TikTok was, for example, my first platform that I kind of took off
first
with Denim and everything. So it's been interesting to see how those two platforms are also different from each other, different audiences as well.
Completely different audiences.
Which one is like more ruthless? I feel like TikTok is like very ruthless.
Yeah, TikTok's pretty ruthless. Like TikTok's especially in the beginning when like things were taking off, like I sometimes had trouble sleeping because I'd be like, what kind of comment is blowing up now?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait, so you're imagining like what could be, or
just wanting to like, if I'll like wake up in the middle of the night and like you think like you grab a water or you go to the bathroom, I'm just like, I want to check my phone. I want to check like what are the comments
Who had
saying?
something to say? Like, what did they have to say about?
There was a struggle in
Really?
the beginning, but now it's like,
you don't care anymore.
yeah, and like it's just accepting that you're never gonna please
Oh,
everyone.
100%.
So
100%.
But I want to talk a little bit on that because, like, I think a lot of people can also relate with that, and I feel like that's why a lot of people don't even want to come out of their comfort zone to even do videos or stuff like that. Because if you don't have that confidence level of I really don't give a fuck,
yeah.
it can really like work on your mental. So like, talk a little bit more on that, like,
Yeah.
because like waking up in the night and just want to check your phone for like comments.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of like deleting comments. Yeah.
No way.
I'm not gonna lie, I do that too.
Yeah.
I've had some on no filter. I was like, wow, you're an asshole. But now, or like on sorry, not YouTube, but mostly like on Instagram, they comment like some really fucked up shit, and I'm like, I don't need this shit in my comment. Like somebody go read it, like, why the fuck is that there? So I
Yeah.
don't want a negative video. I delete that.
It's kind of like curating your comment section and creating
Yeah.
like, but at the same time,
I don't
like,
believe in that.
Like, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm like, it doesn't affect me mentally, but I'm like, I don't want that within that community. So I'm like, When somebody reads it, oh, these guys are nice comments. Let me go follow this dude or this guy.
Nah, I don't. To me, I watch it more of like there are more people that probably think like that person. Let them express themselves. Like they
Yeah.
might give me a perspective that I don't even know that I maybe it's something that I constantly do, and nobody around me, everybody likes it. Maybe these person don't like it, but
Yeah.
they're calling you out. That's a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
You need those. You can't always have like the everything is good and dancy and it's nice and
Yeah, but
no,
not
you
everybody
need
has that.
those.
I mean,
But how
yes,
do you grow
ex-
if you don't want to accept what the other
100%.
parts are?
Because they can be feedback as well. Like there's different types of hate comments or like bad
Yeah.
comments, right? And sometimes it's an ego thing. Because I think like, especially in the beginning, if someone comments something that hits you, it's probably something that you're either insecure about or you already knew.
yeah.
You're like, maybe you didn't like
And
that shot and someone will comment about that shot and you're like, fuck, I knew it.
I knew it.
I knew it.
Yeah.
You know?
I've been there.
I got all the time my dry ass chap lips. You think I'm gonna fuck you?
Yo, people call us out on the show. Like one time we were both like fucking dry ass lips and like, wow, guy, give me like Vaseline or some
Good
shit.
sponsor idea though. Like,
I mean, I got Rihanna.
Aruba,
Like, Rihanna
Aruba,
always
please
hit
come
me,
in,
but-
please come in.
No, that's crazy. I mean, I like that you're like. I like how open you are. I like how open you are. Like you're really not. I expect you to hold back a little bit more and stuff. But,
Yeah.
like you're pretty open. I like that.
okay.
Throw bibi-jane. Y'all don't fuck with my girl.
I you just mentioned something about sponsors. I want to ask two things. Like when your first video blew up, like you posted, all right, gonna go to bed, and you woke up, and then like was it a long process for it to explode? Was it an overnight thing? And then how did this success? Because
Stop asking a girl 500 questions.
I'm
in
sorry,
one.
that's what I know. When
Give
it
her
blew
one
up,
question and then
okay,
let
let's
her
start with the
answer
blowing
and
up
then
first.
ask
God
the
damn,
one.
Shark. Yeah. So when you posted that video that went super viral on Reels, what was your reaction? Like,
I mean,
I think it's at 1.7 million right now.
yeah, that one's huge.
No shit. Is that your most viewed video?
No, probably one on TikTok. That's maybe-
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm barely on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, content's always been a long game, so I think it's important to talk about that because I think
Yeah.
like once you have success, people are like, "Wow, like that just happened overnight." But
Yeah.
like, I've been doing or wanting to create content since like college or like eerste class. I made like a little YouTube show about my class,
Oh, what was the show about?
just the life of like the people in the class and
Dope.
like, their talents and stuff
Dope.
like that.
Not,
So it's always been something I found interesting and wanted to do, but only until I did like vlogs when I was a student as well, which is really fun to look back at. But now I'm like,
the three of us were
Ridiculous.
We did vlogs too. Like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
Everyone's been true to face. Everyone's
Listen,
had a
I've
fucking
only
vlog
made 8
phase.
episodes, and I'm like, my shit got stolen, and then I was like, fuck this. It got stolen in Amsterdam last year, but we're not gonna talk about that scar. We're gonna keep going over here. So you were vlogging.
Yeah, vlogging, but like, and then yeah, just you keep making things, right? Like it's at the end of the day, it's all about like the quantity. Like the more things
Yeah.
you make, the better you get at it.
100%.
So then kind of came TikTok and I was learning how to sew and I was kind of like documenting that journey with the jeans and everything. So that was my first moment where things were like taking off. So that was TikTok. And that was really crazy because like all of the sudden, like I even walked in today and you were like, can we call you like the denim girl? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
like you the denim queen. You is the denim queen.
that's kind of like what that originated on TikTok, you know, like
Yeah.
really like the love for denim and everything. But yeah, somehow Instagram always just lagged and I couldn't find like my voice on Instagram. Didn't know what to share.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting into my 20s and graduating at 21 and having like a
Okay.
little bit of a feeling like, who the fuck am I? Like I thought like this was life. Like I thought like graduating, like then you're like on top of shit and you know exactly what you want and you're gonna get this big girl
And then
adult
it's no.
job and you're gonna make a lot of money and you're gonna
Talking.
climb a fucking corporate ladder and be a CEO one day or something. I don't know. That's
If
what
you
I
even
thought.
make it that far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but wasn't like that. Really wasn't like that.
What was it like?
Wait, because I was gonna.
Yeah.
That was another question I had. Also, did you have a full-time job while doing the content and doing everything else?
So the moment that I graduated from forensic science. So science girly, but already knew I didn't want to do anything.
Yeah. You're like, I'm done with that.
like,
Moving
no.
on.
But was just working retail because I thought fashion was interesting, and yeah, got into that world, got into like management role at Hollister, which was really interesting. Taught me more about fashion, taught me more about denim, of course. Hollister is huge on denim as well. But yeah, that's kind of when lockdown happened. And
Oh shit.
that's when I started my own web shop as well with the denim. So all the things I was upcycling, and that started to get traction, of course. So, and my friends kept asking me like, hey, I want a denim bag. I want this. I was like, maybe there's something in here. So started the web shop and started selling my things online. And when COVID hit, I was like, I'm not making enough money to quit my full-time job, but like, fuck it. You know, like I don't know. I felt like if I could put like all my time into this, like I could make it happen. And I put like a saving goal. So I said, okay, if I save up a certain amount for my full-time job, I'll allow myself to quit. Called my mom and be like,
Hey, girl.
Mom, I'm kind of like unhappy.
Don't hate me, bud.
Really thought that she was going to be like, you're crazy. Like you have this full-time job now and you know, everything's going good. You're a fucking manager now. But it was the
You were a
opposite.
manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really, really good.
Bibi-jane.
Yeah, I was a really like shy girl going into the retail job. And yeah, when you're like a manager, you deal so much with people. So it learned me a lot about people skills and how to
Personalities,
deal with
egos.
people. 100%. Yeah. But no, my mom was like the opposite. She was like, you know what? You need to wake up every day and be happy. Like that's it. And I was
Amen.
like, you're right, Mom.
Yes, mom.
right.
Yes, mom.
That's
Yeah.
the support I was looking for. Thanks. Job. We need to have a conversation.
Yeah. So, yeah, just that's the moment where I quit my job and never went back.
Wait, so up until when was this? So the last what, 2 years?
2019, 2020. No, 2020, 2020. I don't even
So
know.
it was,
Yeah, it was after COVID.
No, I think
no,
2000
it was during COVID you quit,
probably
right?
2021.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
almost at the end of COVID,
Yeah.
and then you quit your job. So now you're about almost 2 years now
Yeah.
on your own, no job,
Yeah.
just full time denim content creation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's dope.
So of course, first the denim, first the web shop.
You're a serial entrepreneur. I love it.
I never heard that, but yeah.
Yeah, you have multiple businesses going on.
Yeah, I think that's important, right? To have multiple
Multiple
things.
streams of income.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm not mad. That is the goal.
Yeah.
That is the goal. You know what? Like, this is like a quick, like turn off real quick. But I can totally see you being like an executive producer on something.
Actually, yeah.
I can totally see you producing something.
Why? In what sense? What skills or what?
Like everything about you. Like you look like you are the girl. You already know that you can master being in front of the camera. I feel like there's so much more you can do behind a camera and directing people on. That's not the angle. That is not the tone. Like, give me the. I can fully see you in these fields or some type of leadership position of like having your own art school of. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting from you. I can see that.
Wow.
I can see that for you.
That's
I
a
just had to
huge
say
compliment. I
that. No,
love
you
that.
you got it, girl. It's you. It's yours. You did it, not me.
No, I agree with you.
Shit.
At least on the content creation side, definitely like the way you narrate stories. But let's go back to the part where you said when I was talking about when you blew up. Like obviously your following went from I don't know how much to like now you're at 56. I think like 4 days ago you just hit 50,
Yeah.
and now you're like it's insane. So like you're definitely crazy, like blowing up. Have you been getting like brand deals on Insta?
Yeah, like I got a taste of that on TikTok, of course, in the
Yeah.
beginning. But yeah, Instagram's a different game because you have like multiple ways you can promote something. You know, you have the video, but you also have stories and you have pictures and stuff like that. But a year ago, when I was doing more TikTok stuff, I got reached out by a manager. And that was really when I started understanding more of like.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Just like in the middle of the fucking. Somebody came to pick up something.
Yeah, y'all just continue though.
We'll just wait for you. We're back, guys. Shark went on a little break. So where did we live?
What was the question?
Or should we just
We
skirt
can
something?
continue going. It's okay.
Because honestly, I have no idea where we were left off when you
we
left.
can continue going.
Yeah, we were talking about like how do you balance having a full-time job like a manager and content creation, because I know for a fact that takes a lot of time to create like content and stuff.
And edit.
And
Yeah.
you edit your own videos?
Yeah, I love it.
Are you like one woman production?
Yeah.
So filming, editing, posing, scripting.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
I love that.
See
I need to work on the
executive
script part.
producer shit comes from.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Even though like for podcasting, it's kind of annoying because like all I can think about is like if things are rolling and things are okay. But
Seriously, I'm looking at you right now, and I'm just. I keep looking down. Okay, like I did press record, and it's like the 6th time I'm looking down. So I know.
Exactly.
I really do believe how you feel.
exactly.
So, how and why did you start a podcast?
The goal was always long form content.
Yeah, and chip it up.
Yeah, So the goal was always long form content with me, but TikTok and Instagram Reels is what kind of took off at first. But the goal was always long form content. So podcast felt very natural way to start having longer conversations with people. And it was actually a selfish move in the beginning. Like my first season was right before COVID. And that's around the time I graduated. And I was like, oh my God, how do people do this career shit? I don't know what I want. So my solution to that was just like, I'm going to sit with a bunch of people my age and like try and figure out how their career journey was. And maybe that will help me figure out what I want to do. So yeah, it was a selfish.
Did that help?
Yeah, but then COVID came. So I only had like 3-4 episodes. And then
Yeah.
it was hard because it was in person and it was, it was a
Yeah.
little
So you
bit-
started your podcast during COVID.
Yeah, it was just a little
Right
season
at
of
the
4
yeah.
episodes, but only this year I decided to
Go
start
back in.
again.
Come back into
Oh,
it.
so even was it the same name? Since
Yeah,
well?
Algorithm of Life.
That's such a cool. I texted
I
you.
love
I
the
was like,
name.
this is such a cool fucking name. Like,
I love it.
damn. I was like, fuck. I never thought of that. Like, that's actually a good one.
Genius.
But so like you actually around the beginning of COVID, you started your podcast and you stopped after a while and then you restarted back.
Yeah.
So how was that restarting process? How was your first episode coming back?
And also, to add to that, what is the podcast about? Like,
Yeah.
just dive into
Okay,
that.
so Algorithm of Life is about navigating your 20s. So everything that it's mostly focused on career, but it's anything that you struggle with in your 20s. And I think by dissecting other people's stories, that kind of helps you to realize that not everyone has it figured out, right?
Percent.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. So wait, your question was how did
I forgot my question.
I love this girl.
No, see, this is why you don't have too much questions. I was asking, shit.
why did it? Oh,
No,
the
how did you
first,
guess
like,
your
yeah,
first
take it
episode?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because I know you had a little struggle in like with a camera or something.
Yeah, I mean, people always say like when it comes to gear or when it comes to preparation for something, like just start, right?
Yeah.
Like that's always the magic sentence. Like just start, you'll get better while you're doing it. So that was my idea as well. Trying to use what I have. Bought microphones because that's what I needed, but cameras I just used what I had. But yeah, it was just me. So in the beginning, I was just trusting that the camera was on. I was like, okay, everything's recording. But it was such a hassle. Like things were turning off and on, and it was messy, and it's still messy. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
only at my episode 17, so it's still really fresh and new. But it teaches me a lot about like production and things like that.
100%.
Yeah.
And like for like a one woman show, do you not use like a mirror or something to, if the camera's on the other side? Because you don't have people right with you, so it's like
yeah, no, I
You know, if
don't.
you're like, oh fuck, my shoulder, like my clothes was all fucked up.
Oh yeah, in the beginning, like my hair was horrible. It was frizzy and everything. It was horrible.
Hey, it was
all over
kept
the
it raw.
fucking place.
Kept it nice.
But yeah, I just have like a 30-minute break, and then that's like good flow. I found out to work. Every 30 minutes, I have an alarm that goes off, and I just check the cameras. Yeah. Yeah.
How often did it happen that you thought you were recording and like you had just been talking to the turned off camera?
Every time. Even last time, like 2 weeks ago, I recorded an episode, and I was about to save the audio.
You thought you recorded an episode.
Well, I did. It looks beautiful. I looked at the audio file. I was like, stunning. You know, great peaks. Pressed the button, deleted it. Couldn't get it
Wait,
back.
what?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, great. And I think like because you get
This
so
was a solo one or like with a guest?
no with person.
Oh,
no.
shit!
Are you allowed to say who it was?
Wait,
'Cause it
I
never
think
came
I
out.
know because I
Yeah.
somebody told me this.
Traumatized.
Somebody told me this.
Yeah. He was here yesterday.
Was it Esovila?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stop.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to be his first podcast ever.
Yeah. Great
yes,
start.
yes. Oh shit.
You
Yeah.
really carry banged that, huh?
Yeah, it really sucked. But like,
Damn.
Trust me, I know that. Well, I don't know the feeling yet.
Stop saying that.
No, but even today, before you came here, I was unloading all the SD cards into my laptop, and I have to delete everything. I'm like, but okay, let me just double check, triple double check, because
100%.
if you delete even one clip out of these 3, 4, great, it's turned off. 3, and this one, if you delete one, you might as well like throw that fucking thing away,
yeah.
or at least save the audio. Then you can still have
Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah.
But forget YouTube. But that's like everybody here, their worst fucking nightmare when it comes to
I
filming.
keep telling him, stop speaking that shit into existence. He's always like,
Not always.
man, I'm scared I accidentally delete this shit. I'm like, why do you say stuff like this?
Make myself aware that, yo, don't fucking delete this shit. That was me like the whole morning this morning.
Yeah, it's part of it. You live and you learn.
Definitely.
Very painful lesson.
Yeah.
So where did your love for fashion come from? Because like I can definitely give you some like you got fashion in you.
Oh my God.
So where did that come from?
I think just moving to the Netherlands.
Really?
Honestly, because the idea
What was your
of,
fashion like before then?
I don't know. I found it hard. I find summer fashion hard. It's just like you can't do much. I love the layering. I love like the change of seasons and stuff like that. So yeah, it really happened when I moved here. And then yeah, walking the streets and being like, wow. But also at the same time, in that time, like Aruba didn't have like Zara and things like that.
Yeah.
So it was really new for me here, and it was like, wow, like clothes are so affordable. Like, how can you not be fashionable here? Like,
Very
this
true.
craze, right? But then after a while, I started to get annoyed that like I would see the same girl with the same top, and also that top would break after like a few washes. So I was like, okay, this is also not
Yeah.
the perfect solution.
Yeah. Damn.
That's the problem in Aruba. Everybody shops at Zara. Everybody wears the same top, same shorts. So I like coming here and do some shopping. So when I go back, I know majority of people don't have what I have. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But now they're tilted. Now they have all the Dutch stuff.
Yeah, they got a lot of different things now. You got options. You got options.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, Miss Bibi-Jane. Why are you so shy? Why are you so shy?
Do you consider yourself a shy person?
Yeah. I think I still have it in me. Always have been. But if I talk to like friends that know me from like the beginning, they're like, wow, like you're
Like Valentino over here?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
Off
think-
camera, I'm like hearing like, wait, what?
Yeah, my little neighbor,
Yeah.
Valentino.
Oh, y'all neighbors
they
now?
live in the same street in Aruba.
in Aruba.
Oh, y'all know, y'all go way back.
Yeah.
Was she always like this?
No, she was like very, very shy.
You
were
see,
very-
I
super-
can see that. I can
Yeah.
see her being shy.
What made you want to come out of like? Well, I mean, I think you're still shy. You're still a little bit shy.
Yeah.
But what made you want to come out of that shyness? Where was like a turning point?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like sometimes you're born with a certain trait, but you don't want that. But it's something that's who you are.
It's destined for
but
you.
I never wanted it. And I think online was always the easy way for me to kind of get out of my shell. But I always felt like shit. The in-person thing
The
was
what?
still a challenge. Like
in-person.
Yeah.
Yeah, being in
So offline was harder, but that's why I threw myself in retail. I was like, what's the job where you have to talk to people and you have to go up to strangers and talk to them? Retail. So applied to work at Abercrombie & Fitch, which is like, yeah, a typical job where you have to walk up to people and be friendly.
I'm like,
and smile,
sell.
so-
Drawing a picture in the shop, like, hey,
Hi.
like, can I have some help? I'll be right back.
Do you want to buy this? No? Okay, I'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, look, I want to bounce into your life before Holland. Because
Yeah.
you were born here, moved to Aruba,
Yeah.
and then you grew up there. Then you came back here. So, what was your life like in Aruba?
So I moved when I was 4 years old. My dad's from Aruba, so that's
Nice.
why Aruba. And yeah, what can I say? I was a really like animal girly. Was riding horses since really young.
Oh, wow.
To competitions and everything. Like
Y'all
that
had
was
the
my
monies.
thing.
The fuck?
I mean, like the moment I started to realize that horse riding was about money was the moment I had to back out. Cause
Wait, what? What do you?
yeah, like competitions and horse riding, like it's
I
all
guess you-
fun and games.
Like,
Oh no, it's about like which horse you can afford.
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
rent and-
This is
breeding horses and stuff.
yeah. It's a
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a big thing. So But like when you're a kid, you don't realize.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You're-
It's a horse.
you're just
I
having
actually have
fun.
one.
I'm like, let's go. But then, and it was
Yippee-ki-yay.
also like Spanish, like the competitions, and
It's very
I
Spanish.
till this day don't know Spanish, so I have no
No
idea
way.
if I like won or lost. I just smile, and be like, we'll see.
Gracias.
Eres perdedora.
Literally.
Oh,
So, but yeah, then at some point I started to realize that like, yeah, you actually need a lot of money to actually,
Be in this sport.
yeah. So then I stopped with that.
Damn. I didn't. That part. I mean, I knew horses were expensive, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like that expensive.
I have a few friends in that game. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I only know one person. But
Too
so
much.
you started out. So you lived from 4 till 17.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
so tell us more a little bit about your rural life. What were you like? Like,
Oh, was I like?
were you also creative being in Aruba?
I felt like creativity was always like a hobby. I don't know if it's still like that now, but I felt like growing up there, it was never something that was like, you can make this your job.
Yep.
You know, I grew up thinking like that's just, you know, it's something you like, it's your
fun.
passion, and like,
Go
you
get a
know,
job.
like, oh,
It's your
do you like
education.
cameras? Like, well, how are you gonna get money with like photography? Like, how is that ever gonna make money?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also because of the day and age we live in now, like more is possible with like online and stuff. But yeah, back then wasn't a thing. So it's just always messing around with cameras, but just for the fun. Was a really school girly. Like you'll find me at school, never spabled. Aside from the one time that my friends
Never?
locked me in a car, so I had to
Wait,
spable.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, we want this story.
I
Girl,
need this story.
Let's go.
So yeah, I don't know. I was a real like school girly. Always wanted to do things right, get my grades and everything. But eventually, I think I was in my last year, like 4th or 5th, almost last, and I would do lunch with my friends in their car because they had a car. So I would go to them. We were like in the car.
The arco.
And at some point, I'm like looking at my watch. I'm like, okay, it's time
gotta
for
go.
me to go to my class. And I just hear click. And the car, like they lock the car. They're like, Bibi, you need to live life. Okay? Like one class is not going to kill you. And like, I think like, I'm really grateful for that moment. 'cause
They
it
were
was, like,
right.
Yeah, you know,
True.
like I'm not going to die. And I was just, but in that moment, I'm like, the teacher's going to know I'm not there. Because I'm always there. Okay? But
She was probably like in the absence, it's like bibi-jane. Yeah, she's
sick.
here.
Is she dead? Like,
She's always here. Like, wait.
She's always here. She don't even have to say I.
Yeah,
Like,
she's present.
and she's the quiet one. So yeah, she's in here.
yeah, literally. Yeah.
So I also wanted. So besides all that, we also saw that you did you do a little bit of modeling in the past.
Oh my God,
How,
yeah.
how was that about?
I don't know. I think just like growing up and watching Victoria's Secret Angels and like thinking
Oh God.
one day I'm gonna grow a lot of fucking inches and be able to be one. But I think that just comes with loving messing with cameras. Like I loved messing with cameras. So either I was in the front of it or the back. Like just let's do something with cameras. And
Anything in that circle.
yeah,
has to
my
do with it.
friends had cameras. So yeah, even with my sister, like I said, content was always kind of like something I liked doing. So I would beg my sister, let's do a photo shoot. And like, she was into it as well. So it's like,
Perfect.
or with my friends, like even in college, like in the ERSA class, I'd be like, tomorrow we're doing a photo shoot. Everyone wear this color of uniform because
And people-
we're doing a photo
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, my friends were forced to. Yeah, yeah.
I
So
love
the
that.
dictator, like, listen, si mo hasiya woki, problema.
I'm the shy one, but you
Yeah.
won't listen to
Yeah.
me.
On the streets, I'm gonna mess you up.
Yeah, and then like in Netherlands, when I came here, that's like you have more possibilities with modeling and everything. But
With what?
with modeling and
Yeah.
everything, you know, you can do more.
So
But
what's up with your
yeah.
agency?
the
I
management?
saw you have like an agency.
Yeah,
Talk
are
about
we
that.
jumping to that? Yeah. Okay. So
I'm like, wait, we have an agency?
I think that's what we were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
The
what
whole
we-
agency,
That's what we were
like
talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so a year ago when I was doing things on TikTok, I got approached by an agency, Doc the agency. They just started around that time, and I was like, wow, like what does this mean? Like management, like. At that time, I didn't know what a TikTok was worth. I was like, if someone even gave me like 50 euros, I was like, I'm fucking
Yes.
rich.
I'm good.
This is it, right? But yeah, I met up with her, got a really good click, and ever since she's been helping me with like all the email stuff, all the negotiation, and that's really nice because it's not my thing. Even though I like understanding about the whole world of it, but yeah,
not
it's
like-
nice to give that out of hand and yeah, have advice from someone that knows more about the industry, and yeah,
That's sick.
it's really
That's
really
dope
nice.
though. So you have
Super
someone that manages all that stuff for you? All the
Yeah.
emails that come in for brand deals
all
and
the emails and everything.
so
Yeah,
for
it's
someone
great.
who's probably about to maybe somebody's about to pop off tomorrow and then like be in the same shoes that you were, what kind of advice or tips could you give like to someone like, yo, if you're gonna do this or if you blow up, or if you receive this brand deal, here's what you should do.
Oh, like in terms of monetizing. So you mean in terms of like brand deals?
Yeah.
Read the contract. As boring
Yeah.
as it is, and as confusing as the words are, and even if it's 20 pages long, as they all are, read the contract, especially exclusivity things and
Yeah.
what they get to do with your content. You know, in the beginning, you think like, wow, you get to make something for a brand, and even if they use it, you're like, oh my god, like they're using my thing, but it's like they're using your face as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you are like,
Your main brand.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
you're putting your face with a brand, and they're making a load of fucking cash on it. So yeah, definitely read the contracts and reach out if you really feel like
Reach out to.
someone that knows
Who
about
knows?
weird
Get
law
it, maybe,
things.
or maybe get like a maybe somebody in your family is like a little bit of a lawyer. Ask them, hey, can you just read this real quick?
Yeah.
50 florins.
Have you ever signed like a bad deal?
I was gonna ask that, like,
In the beginning, when I didn't have management, of course, you don't know about fees, but you also don't know about how long they get to use something in
photos,
ads, for example, like the buyout and stuff. That you're supposed to get extra money for if they want to do a buyout. So yeah, for sure. But you live and you learn.
yeah, that's definitely something we should add in our contract. The buyout part.
Yeah, that's a really important.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And like, okay, so I want to know about one of your bad deals because like I'm kind of nosy. Like I just want to know.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to tell me like who it was with,
yeah.
but I just want to like what type of deal was it, and like how did you say like, damn, I shouldn't have done this?
So it was content creation for them. So they were gonna use the videos I make, right? Like I didn't need to post it or anything, but they
could
had
use
this
it.
like thing, and like it all started off with a fucking script. And if a brand comes to me with a script, I'm already like,
Forget it.
oh,
Turn it
We
off.
have that same
bad
thing.
vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, we have like, oh, we should do this.
Red
We're like,
flag.
no, we're gonna do it our way.
Exactly, because you know what works for your audience. You
Exactly.
know how to tell it authentically. But yeah, that was the first, I'd say, red flag.
Yep.
But I think the worst thing was just not recognizing how long they can use that content, and it was about like 4 or 5 months. So yeah, it was a pretty long time. And like when brands use things in ads, especially here, and if it's targeted towards here, people start seeing it. Like your friends start seeing it. You know, so I was also constantly getting reminded of that fucking ad. Like my friends would
Yeah.
send me a picture and be like, oh yeah, that's still fucking going on. But yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. You don't sound like you enjoy that too much at all.
No, but like you live and you learn, and now I have a management that can help me with that.
That's good though.
Does this management get like a payout from everything you do?
Yeah.
Like, is that a percentage, or you give them a salary?
Yeah, it's a percentage, and it's like on top of any of my rates. So she'll say this is my rate, and then her
So at
percentage is on
10%,
top
and then
of that.
that's her cut.
That's her part. Yeah.
You feel like that has helped you free up a lot of, so we talk about this a lot, like maybe you hire an assistant, or maybe you hire somebody to do like, maybe I shouldn't be editing and I should hire somebody from Fiverr to do all the editing for me. Like, do you recommend like somebody, like if you're very busy with something like you are, to hire someone outside of to handle like certain tasks?
I think hiring is so interesting, especially in the content world. Are you going to be a one-man show forever or not? Or are you going to
Exactly.
build an actual like media company out of it, like a lot of YouTubers do, or not? First, I think everyone's first hire is an accountant, right?
Yep.
God bless him. Wish I had him sooner.
Yep. The best
I
thing.
think so. Yeah.
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 Actually, no. My legal friend told me hire a fucking accountant. And I'm
And
like,
everyone's always
so
like,
mine
hire an
was second.
accountant.
Yeah, an accountant is the first thing. Your
Yeah.
finances is everything.
Yeah, the first year or two I did it on my own, and I was like, I'm enjoying this until I realized all the shit I was doing wrong.
You
and I was
fucked
like,
it up
Oh,
all the time.
no.
Yep.
yeah.
Shout out to my aunt.
Oh my god, amazing. We
She does it
love
for me.
accountants. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like when it comes to like hiring an editor or stuff, like I've thought about it with the podcast and stuff, because if I think about like my podcast now, and like when I used to do guest interviews weekly, it's like you record like half the day because you need to set up, you need to travel to the
Yep.
location and everything. Then you edit for like a day or even more because you're a perfectionist, and I cut out all the fucking little
procrastinator.
silences and a little like breaths and like needs to go out. I don't
Yep.
want to waste a second of anyone's life. Like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I've thought about that, but not in the position to do that yet. But I think no management, yeah, because like emails, like now you have ChatGPT, but like I would sit at a screen and like 10 minutes just look at the email, like, am I too polite? Should I add an emoji here? Should I add a smiley? Like
Yeah. I also asked, can I add a smiley face to an email? Is that unprofessional?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still a good skill to have, right? I think it's still important, like, because you give something out of hand, and it's like that you never do it again.
Yeah.
But like email is such a basic communication skill that you
But-
still need to have. So
Yeah, but it's like for me, it's like, for example, let's talk about editing. Like it's difficult for me to hand out editing to somebody else if they're not gonna cut it up my style. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's letting go a bit as
I
well.
know,
But
but
I
like,
feel like you have to be strategic with it because you can't. When hiring
Yeah.
employees, you need
Yeah.
to find somebody that's like-minded, somebody that thinks
Yeah.
very similar to
or you
you.
can coach like someone that's coachable and like
They have to be on that level, so
Yeah.
you have to see that potential in them
Yeah.
before you can take them on. And you're not gonna give them your most important roles, which are like editing. That's fucking crazy. You can't give any and anybody that job because they don't know what the basis of it. So like they have to like teach. They have to like learn that from you like with time.
Yeah, and
You
I
gotta
think
give them off the smaller stupid shit.
it's also about realizing what you like. It's like Emma Chamberlain, for example. I don't know if you guys know her. She's a YouTuber. And at some point she grew really fast and she hired an editor and she became super unhappy because she was like, shit,
Yeah, and she
that
took it
thing that
back.
was taking up all my energy and time is what I actually
It's
like.
what you love.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I think about hiring a lot, like how it would look like. Cause like my horror story would be like hiring people and you go from being this creative person to being this like leader. And all you do every day is like lead people to do their job.
how
And
does Saki do that?
yeah,
I know what you
when
mean.
the whole idea was to
Expand the art.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
do
you're
get it.
growing. Like
But
you,
so
you are the brand. You're a business, and for that to continue growing, there's
Yeah.
more people you're supposed to reach.
Yeah.
So maybe your next person is probably a personal assistant after the accountant.
Like an all-around person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do
Good.
Like a little
what-
mini
the
BB, you
small
know?
stuff. Like, hey, yo, go to my house,
Yeah.
pack these stuff, take them to the setting, and then we set up there.
Or even filming sometimes, because a tripod, like best friend, but sometimes you're like, oh, like
I
if
know.
someone could just hold the camera right here, right now,
It's, it's
That's
not.
all I
It's
need.
not just that. It's also like making sure, because does your lens flip when you film yourself?
I have it on my phone, like I.
Oh, okay, so yeah, they have the
yeah.
app. Okay, good.
But still, it's like an extra thing you have to look at, and
Yeah,
it doesn't look
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And if you're on the streets, you're getting like street photography pictures, like it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's just funner with someone. So.
Personal
Do you, but do you
assistant
feel
for
like
sure.
like don't you feel like a little bit? So do you film also out in public, like people are walking back behind the camera, or do you just find like a hidden, like okay,
Oh,
this
I'll
corner?
do a hidden. Yeah,
prefer-
100%. But if I'm with someone, I don't care. Let's go.
Well, wait, is it someone you know? I'm thinking about like you're by yourself.
Oh,
You're
yeah, with
inside
my
a social
tripod?
hub, which is across the street.
Oh yeah, no, I'll find a quiet space.
Yeah, because I don't think I could do it either.
Yeah.
That's some balls. Like,
Yeah, that's
at least
some
for me.
Yeah.
Shrug doesn't go fuck.
I don't.
No.
He'll
I
probably be at
would
a
just-
funeral like, all right, guys, taking on.
I like him as this.
Baby
Babes,
daddy
y'all don't
just
even
passed
know
away,
what's
but hey,
going
y'all already
on.
know.
That
He
is
doesn't
hilarious.
care.
That is hilarious.
Like, you want to talk about definition of like, if confidence was a fucking superpower, it's in the flesh.
I love that.
It's ridiculous.
What
Like,
do you have to lose? Like that's my thing. Like if you don't like me, that sounds like a you problem. If you
Yeah.
like me, then you can join the party. We're gonna have fun. But why should I dim my light so you can feel comfortable?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, hell no. You gonna fucking see this today.
I love
Shit.
that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And we're all gonna die eventually, like
That's
pretty
true.
soon.
Yeah.
I want my legacy to be people talking about me like that. Like
shit. He's still alive.
that
We
should
already
be how
started.
you're talking about me. Like, yeah, no. I feel like everybody should think that way. Like,
Facts.
100%. Yeah.
that's crazy. So,
Yeah. At the end of the day, you only have yourself, right? So you
Yeah.
should. Yeah.
who else got your back? I mean, your mom gonna have your back too, but like, even she's can't be there for you all the time. So like,
Yeah.
you gotta do you.
100%.
So yeah, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
So right now, because I'm gonna dive a little part of your life is
Let's go.
right now. It's like it's not that deep, guys. Come on, we're not like we're not getting like
Is it
all super
not?
emotional.
Is it not?
No.
I like a little
What I
deep.
mean is like you got your denim project, you got content creation project, and then you got your business part. But like you're also in a relationship. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure like I don't know if I'm Rawi.
Ravi.
Yeah. Thank you. He's probably watching this episode.
Oh yeah.
We also reached out to him to be on the show. What about the cloud like I saw? All right. But how does it like balancing a relationship and having all these other jobs? Like, is it difficult? I know he's also a very busy guy.
Yeah.
So do you guys how do you guys balance this relationship?
Yeah. I mean, I've been with him since like 7 to 8 years. It's been a really
Oh
long time.
wow.
And I think it's really interesting, like especially in your 20s, like growing up with someone.
Yeah.
And I think when you're in a long relationship like that, you either grow apart, like you either become two separate people or not.
You go closer.
So I think we're lucky that
Yeah.
we're still, it still matches. And I think that work-wise, he complements me really well because he's also kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And he's a little bit in the online world as well. So I think, yeah, it complements each other really well. But it's also like we both work from home, and it's also sometimes a lot where you're like, oh,
Constantly seeing each
I
other.
wake up with you, I go to bed with you, I work with you, you know, everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's part of it. It's like eventually what we both want. You know, we're both trying to reach the goal, and like
You're
that's
both
just
hustling
a little
hard to go to
Yeah.
get somewhere where you're both like, okay, we've got to a point where like we're not as busy as we used to, but our passions are rolling right now.
Yeah.
And now you have more time together.
Yeah.
I do get it.
Yeah, and I think like I don't know, like in the beginning I was someone, especially when I just quit my job, I was like, wow, like all this free time now needs to go to work. Like, you know, like I
Yeah.
need to work 24/7. But I've now also come to a place it's like that's
Balance.
not sustainable either.
Nope, it's
Especially in a
balance.
creative field like I said, like I would just wake up and be like, cool, video idea, stare at a blank screen, not gonna fucking work. You know?
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Creatives, you can't force that juice. It just
No, you can't.
when it's time to come, it's gonna come. You can't force it. You just gotta find something else to like supply yourself with in that meantime. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, I'm not gonna do this. Let me
That's
put
what that-
my time and energy in this then.
100%.
Until I get the inspo for this.
Yeah, there's different ways to be productive.
And I love the fact that you talk about like your relationship like that, because it sounds like you found your person and like somebody that accepts you for you, and you both understand what the goal is, and like, okay, let's build the empire now.
Yeah.
Let's go. We know where the goal is. So if you're slacking, he can be like, yo,
Yeah.
Beebs, that's not what you wanted. That's not what you told me yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then you vice versa. You like, hey, that's not what we said we were gonna do.
Yeah.
Let's get it pushing. So that's dope. I
Yeah.
love that for you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, I love that too.
So what do you feel like right now? What is your focus? Where do you want to go? Like 2023 is almost over. Do you already have goals for 2024? Like what are your plans? Like in the denim world and the content creation world. So there's two separate.
Oh, denim world and like upcycling world, I want to find my love for it again. Because I think,
lost it?
yeah, especially like after quitting my job and being like, this needs to make money because this is my only way of making money. That was a little bit of a wrong move because I lost all my love for it. And yeah, I think creating a business is not as easy as people make it seem, especially a handmade business where
Oh yeah.
I didn't know how to price myself, and all these new things came for me. Like, you want to make beautiful, pretty things, but you need to ask what it's worth as well. So yeah, lost a love for it. Kind of want to find it again by making things for myself again, and just passion projects and little things, and taking the time for it.
Yeah.
You know, and not like bumping out items and stuff like that. And in terms of content, I think just keep going. Sometimes it's kind of a scary game to think about content because it's like, does it ever end, right? Like, just with a podcast, it's every week. Maybe you do a seasonal break, but like with Instagram Reels, the algorithm really punishes you if you say like,
if you take too long to post.
yeah, you can't be like, I'm gonna take a year of a break because that's gonna be really hard. But yeah, for now I like it because I think how I still enjoy it is I feel like I improve every time. So every time I'm like, I'll watch a video back that did bad or did good, and it's like, why did it do good? Why did it do bad? And let's
Check the
improve
analytics.
that, and let's keep going. But secretly, the goal has always been YouTube, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think the type of videos I make now could be really. There's a way to make that a long form and create a longer.
There is
100%.
So
100%.
So
Yeah.
what would your YouTube be about?
I think same thing.
The same
Like
thing.
struggles in 20s, like
Okay, but like
It-
a long like.
a long form about it.
Are
Yeah.
you talking about podcasting, like V podcast, or like a vlog? Because I wasn't sure. When you
No,
go
like
with
an
YouTube.
like an actual story type of video.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a longer version of what I make on Reels now, I guess.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
More depth.
You should.
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
You can definitely capture people, and even if they don't listen to the full thing, like it's definitely something I feel like where you take people in your storytelling, even if you lose the attention span and you like come off, you're gonna look back for that video because like now it's like behind your mind, like subconsciously you're walking around, you're like, shit, Bibi said this, like I gotta go check
Yeah.
the rest of it, like what else did she say, like
Yeah. Someone once said like, you don't say anything new, but you just remind me to think about something.
it's
again.
like you just put it's
Yeah.
like food for thought. You're like,
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Look at it in this perspective. Think about that. Like do what you want to
Yeah.
do, but just think about it.
Yeah, and I think like in a 1 minute video, it's hard to get a lot of different perspectives on it. But I can see like in a
100%.
10-minute video how much you can do and
Yeah.
ask other people's perspective on something. So yeah,
I think you shouldn't. I don't think you shouldn't stop making the short. I mean, you will go for long format. But I think the way you're growing right now, at some point you can start pushing like, hey guys, for the full video, like click
Yeah,
here,
it's
click
definitely
there.
both.
Yeah.
So your whole Instagram Reel game is definitely gonna support your
Yeah.
YouTube journey.
I think that
More editing.
more
A
editing.
lot more.
Here we go.
Listen,
No,
at least you
I-
love it, so you're good.
Yeah, I feel like there's more longevity in long form content. I think
100%.
like if I look at myself, if I think about certain TikTokers that really blew up, it's like a year has gone by. Who are you again? I totally forgot you. You know what I mean? But YouTube's a little bit more evergreen, and you can make content that people still watch years
100%.
after. So.
People still take like they can still go back to like certain snippets
Yeah.
that maybe it didn't just
Yeah.
pass by, and they're like, "Oh, that meant the world to me," and I want
Yeah.
to snap this as a reel for myself, and now they're
Exactly.
reposting this entire different thing that you didn't even promote.
Yeah.
So I think that's dope. I've always loved YouTube.
Yeah.
That was always my thing. I was like,
Same.
I had that love, but I was also, like I told you earlier, when Shark went out, I was I was super shy. I was too scared to go on YouTube because I was that guy like, que they pensa de me, like, nah, you brother on, they're gonna make fun of me because my friends are all like party goers, nightlife DJs, and like, bro, serio, you're gonna do a fucking vlog? And now they make jokes like whenever I whip my phone or a camera, oh, here we go, exposing us. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. But
Yeah.
took courage,
100%.
but did it. Very
It
short lived.
Yeah. Been there as well with vlogging, you know, I think.
Will you pick that up again?
No.
Why?
To be really
Why?
honest, I think vlogging, you either already have an audience that's interested to know more about you, but
Have you seen your reels? People are interested.
yeah, but those are like the opposite of vlogs, right? Like it's scripted and
Yeah.
there's an idea
Okay,
behind it.
understood.
So I think like if you ask me to make a fucking like day in a life and I'm like a eat in a day and it's filmed just like super basic with my phone like that, I think I'd cry. Like that's not the type of things that makes me happy. Like yeah. I love watching it back. Like I watch my vlog footage like all the time. Like I love going through it. And it's like
Do you cringe a little bit or no?
sometimes like the shit I wore, I'm like those
Oh
jeans.
god.
but I feel like
Not
your vlogging can be a whole different type of vlog also.
Yeah.
Because it's 2023 heading into 2024.
Yeah.
Nothing is standard anymore. There's
No,
no
true.
rules to anything. So
Yeah,
like I
that's
can
true.
totally see you like, okay, so this vlog is about how I'm gonna make this jeans or we're gonna make a bag out of this or like
Exactly.
a foot
There's
outfit.
a context. There's
There's a context to it. So now I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, now you're gonna attract the people that are already into your life and into your
Yeah.
content. But now you're attracting the people that are into fashion
Yeah.
and the people that are into denim and the people that are into. So you're
Yeah.
attracting multiple different people that normally probably wouldn't listen to like your regular content, but they're in for this.
Yeah.
So it's still a different reach, and I don't know. I love vlogging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just love it, especially it's there. It's like, oh shit, 2 years ago, this is what I used to do. Like,
Yeah.
look at me there. Like
That's why I
Right.
wanted to start vlogging too. Earlier we
it's
were talking about
gems.
it.
It's gems.
Yeah.
I was just too
It's-
scared.
Friends that are like passed away, like they're like in your vlogs, and you're like, oh shit, I remember us doing this. Like that's crazy. Like the fact that that's there on YouTube and not just for me, but like
Yeah, to show
anybody
everyone.
can like look at that. I think that's super dope.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to restart your vloggings?
Oh yeah, like I definitely was always gonna start back, but like
You're a
I
little
don't know.
busy.
It's like
But
eventually.
no, I think you should start now. It seems like
Yeah.
you're going through this journey of periodico and
No, everybody's been
radio.
asking, but
You
I'm like,
should.
y'all can wait.
It doesn't have to be like a fucking 10, 20-minute vlog. It could be like a 3-4 minute.
I don't know, we'll see.
What are you procrastinating on?
Honestly, I'm not like focused on it. Like right now, my branding, my business is
Yeah.
like what's like really important for me. No Filter is important for me. My radio show is important. Like those are like my priorities right now. So I'm like,
that.
the vlogs can come. Like I know I know people are still gonna be interested. So I'm like the vlogs can come, but that's not like a priority right now.
Yeah.
But this is not about me though. It's about you and what we want to know about you. So how hard is it? Like, cause you just said a while ago, like once you fell out of love for your passion for like with the whole denim stuff, like how much did that affect you, and how hard is it to like get back into that?
I mean, I think that it's really natural that society kind of puts people in a box, right? Like at some point, if you are known for something, like that's how people remember you, right? Like
Yep.
bibi-jane denim, or maybe for you guys with the podcast.
Yeah.
So when you're like, when you fall out of love with that thing, you still get confronted with it all the time, right? Like people are like, oh, how's the denim going? My mom as well, like she'll call me and the first thing she asks is like, how's the sewing going? You know? And I'm like, oh, like it kind of hits you in the heart, you know? Because you're like, oh, like, but I think that's just because of the idea that society has put on us that you have to like be this one thing and you have to do this one thing forever. Right?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It went from being something you just truly enjoyed doing for
Yeah.
yourself to now it's like, okay, it's a job.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have it. Like, for example, with horse riding, even that was my hobby. You know, like you do it for so long, so people know you for that, and then it's not in your life anymore, and people are like confused. You're like, so what the fuck do you do now?
No,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
it's a like, disbalance. Like
Yeah, yeah,
That's the cool thing about this generation too. Like back then, you just do one thing and hate it or like it, you just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Now we get to try so many.
Why
Like,
do you think that is?
I
Like,
don't
I'm trying
know.
to figure out like why our parents always stuck to like kind of the
because
same.
because our parents were taught by grandparents that certain way of life, and they're
Yeah.
trying to teach us, but they start realizing, oh wait, there are more ways of.
Yeah, but it also like I think we have to because they probably made good amount of money with that one job, you know. And
Yeah,
I
but-
think now it's always like that. You know what I mean?
I feel like
Like-
we're people are just way more woke in the sense of there's so much more to offer
That's
than
true.
what the standard of what they. I mean, most of them, if we have to like look back to like the reality of what it was, most of our parents and like they're bigger people. Like they came from like poorness and slavery and all. Like they came from back then. It's either you're fucking poor or you're fucking rich. There wasn't really like an in betweener. And then they are now the in betweeners of they're just a number. They're just like not even living life. They're just like surviving and floating through life. Like, all right, I finished school. I got a job. I got like, they're just living. And this is what they know. And you can't blame them for it. But this
love
is
it.
just what they know. They just know this.
Yeah.
And until then we came along and now we're like,
I think the
bitch, that
internet
shit
came
don't
along.
work.
Yeah.
Everything came along. Our generation came along and we're like, oh, bitch, are you fucking crazy? You're just this one thing that's going to determine how you live your miserable life? Oh, hell no. We don't
Yeah.
have the option. We're like, bitch, I can make a video. I can stay right here at home, do videos, and still make a career.
Yeah.
And then still have time to do other careers.
Yeah.
They don't believe in that. To them, that's like abnormal. It's like, no. It's never going to work.
Yeah.
And they're paranoid because that's a scare.
That's also why our parents are so defensive when like with these
100%.
things. When I reinvested in all this, my dad was like, you sure you want to do that? Like fuck it, let's just go for it.
They're not risk takers. We are.
Yeah, and I think we also noticed in COVID how the most stable jobs can also not be stable.
100%.
You know, like like companies were very loyal back in the day with their employees, and now it's like you don't know.
Yeah, no, you're just a number.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, no, bye. Hey,
Yeah.
sorry. Business demands means we
Exactly,
don't
yeah.
have place for you, so you're
It's
fired.
not that safe out there anymore.
It's really not. You have to take care of you. You.
Yeah.
Facts. I do agree.
That's all you got.
Hey,
What else
BB,
you got?
anything you'd like to add? What else is something that people don't know about Jay you would like to add before we close off? No, more like. I think I should rephrase my question,
I think you should too.
because I don't even know.
We're
We're in Amsterdam, so I'm gonna just leave it right there.
in Amsterdam.
We're
You'll
in
understand where I'm at right now.
No, but plug yourself. Like, where
Yeah.
can people find you? Like, what, like, where do you see yourself going?
Ooh, like the 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a 5-year plan?
I don't.
No.
No,
Like,
I
I have like an idea in my head where I
Same.
want to be,
Same.
but it's not like I didn't write it down. Like, all right, next year I'm gonna do this,
Yeah.
because there's an end goal, but right now what I'm doing is gonna help it, but it has nothing to do with what I'm.
There is an end goal. That's interesting.
There's a not an end goal like an end like. Oh, if I reach this, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's more like my current goal right now is this. I know there's more, but right now that's where I'm going. But I'm trying to reach there, so I know what I need to do to get there.
Yeah.
But I don't know what this is 2.5. That's 5. I know how to get there.
Yeah.
But 5, I think 5 is very far out.
I know. Yeah.
A lot can change in just 1 year, in 6 months. Like even you're a great example. Like you blew up in 6 months. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I was stuck at the same following for like, I don't know, fucking 10 years or whatever.
Well, how much was it?
6K.
See,
6K was the number that was. Never changed.
For 10 years.
Yeah, or like I don't know how long has Instagram been around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a really long time, yeah.
And when was it when you blew up? So like I say 5 years later, then you blew up for like.
Somewhere this year, that's when it started. Yeah.
Nice.
Damn.
So keep going.
Just don't
Exactly. We
stop.
ain't
Consistency
stopping.
is key.
Yeah.
No, we're not
100%.
stop.
Yeah.
Wait, so you didn't tell me your 5-year plan?
Oh, I don't have one.
You don't?
I don't have one. I think that's because I used to really have one, especially like when I was studying. I was like, okay, cool, 21. Like, I was really obsessed with this idea of like graduating at 21 and getting a job. So when that all went to shit, I was like, okay, maybe.
this
And that was
funding
really
shit.
disappointing for myself. I think it's still important to have goals, but because then you can work towards something, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like for now, it's just like I just want to keep doing what I'm doing now, but like have systems in place. Because now it's very
Facts.
like I don't have a routine. I don't have a certain day I film this or do this. It's very like just wake up and do
It starts
shit.
becoming like corporate, it doesn't become free. It's become like, oh, I have to do this because
Yeah, and I think it's also not sustainable, right?
Yeah.
To just wake up and not have a system in place. Or
Correct.
like how you come up with your idea or how you do your work. You know,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
if someone would come and be like, how do you do your work? Like you'll be like, oh shit, I don't know. I just wake up and like
I just wake up
it's
and
my
I start
job.
and I
This is what I
start
do.
I just, you know,
moving.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So I have just one question
Go
for
for
you.
it.
Like, have you ever been like depressed or like, did you ever have like a really low moment? You're like, fuck, I don't know who I am. Like, this is not me.
I mean, low point that I always think of is around that time of graduating.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, I moved when I was 17. Really felt like,
That's young.
let's go. Yeah, like the older I get, the more I realize how young it
That's
was.
fucking young.
But I think when
for,
you're 17,
for
like-
Holland,
Yeah.
it's for
By
everything
yourself?
that you have to be around.
Yeah. Just keep me by yourself.
Yeah.
Just like find an apartment, just you, one little apartment.
Yeah,
room.
I mean, I went with Aruba Huis, so it was like a
Okay.
group, and but
Okay.
like it's annoying because like you're 17, so you can't sign anything. You can't sign.
Damn.
You want to get a phone and you want to sign a contract for the internet, you can't
You
do
can't
that.
do
You
that.
need to have a vote, someone that does it for you. But it was only like a few months or like a year that I was 17. So when that was gone, it was nice.
Damn.
But yeah, so I really just felt rushed, and I already knew since year one like I didn't want to study this. But I was like, yeah, but like I want to graduate at 21. So like, sorry, B, but that's not an option. You just need to finish this science shit. And yeah, even though around me, people were experiencing the same thing. Because like, how do you choose one thing? And you know, you're
For
on
the rest
Aruba.
of your life.
You kind of Google it. You're like, I think this is what the study is going to look like. You know, you have no idea until you actually come here and realize it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I graduated, I think, with one other person from Aruba that also graduated after 4 years. The rest didn't. And in that moment, I was like, wow, look at me thriving. I'm thriving. But now I look back, I'm like, BB, that was useless.
Yeah.
Like, what those people were doing, that was the smart thing.
They were like, we don't like this. This is not for us. We're going to find a different direction.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Thugged it out.
So I think like when you're studying, you're still a student, and, you know, things just kind of flow and you're in that moment, but then you graduate and need to get a job and you can't live in your little student house anymore. You're not getting student loans. That's when I was like, shit, okay.
How am I gonna pay this back? Fuck.
Yeah. I hated the idea of having a debt.
The
But
debt, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You're still
Welcome
paying
to
it off.
adulthood.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that doesn't stop. Like, not for now. Are you almost done? You're not almost done.
I
Like,
think
no
you
time
get,
soon.
You get 30 years, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh.
saying. That's like no time, no soon. Like,
I know.
you gonna pay this back.
You should get see your debt. When I say, okay, it's 100,000 florins, I need 5 brand deals at 20K so I can pay this shit off and I can move on.
Here you
Yeah,
go.
I
I am
mean-
done with you.
Hey, you think about it. If you really like, if next year you go like 1,000, like quadruple 10x your production,
Yeah.
and then you pay off your student loans within a year.
Oh, that's crazy though.
I mean,
You can invest that money in so much more though, and then
but
double
like
up
you
and
still
make
want
it.
you still want to get that little chip off your shoulder, you know?
yeah, like I always thought like debt was a really bad thing. Like I was actually really pissed the moment that I came here and I went to school with like mostly Dutch people, so they didn't really take out a loan. I really like text my parents like, why did
would
you
you
make me
do
take out
this?
this loan?
Yeah.
Like, and they were like, maybe it's normal. Like just trust the process. And like now I realize like it's not that horrible to be in debt. And I had this conversation with Robbie as
need
well.
it.
Like I thought like the moment I get a lot of money, I just want to pay it off immediately. But it's all about cash flow. Like
Yeah.
it's better to be like paying little bits on little bits
Yep.
because
And
yeah.
it's fix your credit score. That's how
Yeah.
like how you pay back is how the banks like oh, okay, this person's a good payer. Hey, you want to lend more money?
Yeah.
Here you go. I'll lend
Yeah,
you more. Your
yeah.
credit score goes up by having debts. That's one thing I remember Chris told me. He was like, no,
Yeah.
you might want to go take some bank loans.
Yeah.
Like just at least have one and be a really good payer that these people are going to be like, oh, even if you don't need it for your business, take that loan, invest it in your business, branch out even more, and you're going to double up on that money. You're going to make it back and you're just going to continue paying.
Yeah.
And then eventually you can just be like, hey, look, I need more. And then you buy a house now. You buy what? Like you can do stuff like that once you have a good credit score because they want to give you the money.
Yeah.
And you probably don't even need it. You just it's there for you whenever you actually really do need it, you know? So there's nothing wrong with
Having debt.
loans and debts. But you got to be smart about them though.
Yeah. Fucking money. It's like,
Get an
shit
accountant.
They
Fuck
don't
money.
teach you at school. Like, crazy. Yeah.
I wish they did. I mean, they kind of teach for accounting, but that was the one class I never paid attention to.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the real life one that we actually
No, I know. But I remember telling my teacher, like, listen, I'm probably gonna make a lot of money in the future. I'm gonna hire a good accountant. And she's like, good luck with that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I wish I knew a little bit of basics. Because now with all this income and,
like
rent
QuickBooks. I'm like, fuck. I was just like, fuck.
Again, shout out to my auntie. She got me covered. She's like, Sanil, let's have coffee. She's like, basta just namin sa akin. Basta buta fucking it up. I'm like, hey, thank you. Quanto
You
buker?
got to pay attention to it.
Yeah. All right.
I fucked it up. But that was it for me, though.
Yeah,
like,
we're
thank you
good.
so much for being here.
Thank you,
Thank you
BB.
for inviting me.
Like-
One more time, shout out yourself. Where can people find you, your work, your personal Instagram, like whatever you want to plug yourself with?
So it's at bibi-jane Angelica
Hey.
everywhere.
Everything is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a denim Instagram account?
It's linked on my personal.
Yeah, everything's there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, guys, once again, thanks for coming. And everybody else, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Ew.
Ow.